And to make these mittens, I will be using 3 colors. This is all acrylic yarn. I've got brown, pink, and this cream. These 2 are double knit. This one is Aran, but if you have double knit, you use double knit. This is just something that I have at the moment, so I will be using that. But basically you will need 3 colors, or you can do it with 2 or even 1 solid color. Then a pair of scissors, 4.5mm hook, and needle, and I will be linking all of these brands in description down below. Now I will also include measurements up on the screen here just to make sure that it fits you, but this is one size fits most adult women. And the pattern starts off by doing ribbing, then moving on to the main pattern and doing a thumb at the very end. If you would like your ribbing to be shorter, because this is quite long one, if I put the mitten on, you can see that it goes quite long. But yeah, I've got another mitten which I also have tutorial on if you would like to make this instead, but you can also make shorter ribbing on this one. I did 20 stitches, so you can do 10 just to achieve a shorter ribbing. Now to start off, you want to grab your yarn that you will be using for your ribbing, make a slip knot, and I will be chaining 21, but you can chain any amount that you want your ribbing length to be, plus 1. So if you go for 10, chain 11, and so on, as that last chain is your turning chain and it doesn't count as a stitch. Once you've got your slip knot, go ahead and do a chain. You can do this by wrapping the yarn and pulling through the loop on your hook. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And this is my chain of 21. Now I'm gonna skip the very first one here and go into the second one to do a slip stitch. So I'm gonna put my hook into the second chain from my hook, yarn over and come back, and then pull this loop through this one to do a slip stitch. This is what you will repeat in all of your chains. So go into your next, pull up a loop, and pull through to do slip stitch. Repeat it till the end of your chain, and I will have 20 stitches, but if you chose to do different, then you will have different amount. But yeah, I'm just gonna finish mine and I will come back at the end. And I'm nearly at the end. I have 2 stitches left, so I'm gonna go and do my slip stitches. Once you're done, this is how it will look. You will need to chain 1, turn your work, and now for all upcoming rows we will be doing slip stitches but into the back loop only. That means that if you turn your work this way, you should be able to see those V's. So that's your stitch. There's this front loop and back loop, and you only want to go into the back loop to do your slip stitch. So find your first stitch, go into that back loop and do your slip stitch. Same into the next one, back loop only, and repeat this till the end of your row. At the end of your row 2, chain 1, turn your work, and this is what you will repeat. So you will basically be repeating row 2 until you have a total of 40 rows. And just to show you one more time, you always go into the back loop. So if you look into this V, you will see your front loop and your back loop. I hope this is clear enough, but yeah, pick up that back loop and do your slip stitch. And repeat this in all stitches till the end, then chain 1 and repeat that row again until you reach row 40. So I'm gonna do mine and I will meet you at the end. Once you've got your 40 rows, this is how it will look. If you are struggling to count, basically each of this is your 2 rows. So you can count in groups 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means this is 10 rows. Hope this helps. It can be quite tricky to count the rows with slip stitches, but once you're done, you want to chain 1 at the end. Fold these two right sides in, just like that, and you will be doing slip stitches along both sides to join these together. So what you want to do is to find your first stitch here, go into the first stitch on the other side as well, through the back loop only, and do a slip stitch. And just like so, go into the foundation chain, then into the back loop of your slip stitch and do a slip stitch. Repeat this in all of your stitches until you come to an end. At the end, chain 1, cut off your yarn, leaving a bit of a tail, pull it through, and turn it inside out so that it's on the right side as we will begin working on the mitten itself. Then you want to grab another color. I'm gonna be using this beige one and join it on the side where you have your seam, just like so. Pull it through, drop the tail, and chain 1 to secure it in place. Now all around you will need to place 30 single crochets, so you have 40 rows but you only need 30 stitches, so you kind of have to space them out evenly. If it helps, you can grab 3 stitch markers and divide this circle into 3 parts. Then you will know that before you reach the stitch marker you have to have 10 single crochets. But yeah, once your yarn is joined, you want to go in, make your first single crochet, again go into the next space, do your next single crochet, and to make those single crochets you go in, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, then again into the next space, and so on until you come all around. Once you've got the 30 stitches done, you want to find the first single crochet, put your hook in, pull up a loop, and do a slip stitch to join into a round, chain 1. If you need, grab a stitch marker to mark your first stitch because we will be working in rounds now. And for the next 2 rounds, you will be doing 30 single crochets, so 1 single crochet in each, then do a slip stitch and chain 1 to begin next round. So just to show you one more time, I'm gonna go in all stitches and make single crochet in each. And I'm just doing my last single crochet for second round. Then you want to find first single crochet of that second round, do a slip stitch and chain 1, and then repeat this one more time so that you have 3 rows after the ribbing. So I'm gonna do mine and I will meet you then. And I just finished my 3rd round, so now for round 4 we will be doing increases, and what you want to do is do 4 single crochets in the next 4 stitches, and in your 5th increase, which is 2 single crochets in that same stitch, and then repeat this 6 times. After you chained 1, you want to do single crochet in that first stitch, single crochet in the next one, 3rd one and 4th, and then in your 5th you want to do 2 single crochets both in one stitch, like so. And this is what you will repeat all around, so another 5 times. Just to show you one more time, do 4 single crochets in the next 4 stitches, and increase, so 2 single crochets all in one stitch in the next one. Now do this till you reach your very first single crochet here, and I will meet you at the end. When you come to an end, your last stitch will have 2 single crochets, and then you want to find your first single crochet and do a slip stitch like so, chain 1, and cut this color off as we will be bringing a new one in. Now grab your new color and join it where you finished off. So into that first single crochet, wrap around your new color, pull it through, and chain 1 to secure. Now for the previous round you did 6 increases that made your stitch count go up to 36 instead of 30, and now for the next 4 rounds you will be doing 36 single crochets. So just to show you one more time, you go into your first stitch, do a single crochet, and then repeat this in all stitches. When you come to an end, find your first single crochet, do a slip stitch, chain 1, and repeat this row another 3 times until you have 4 rows in this new color. So I'm gonna do mine and I will meet you then. Once you're done with these 4 rows, you want to cut off your yarn, chain 1, and pull it through. Now you want to count 4 stitches from where you finished off, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and insert your hook into the 5th one. Then grab your new color and attach it into the stitch, chain 1 to secure, and now you want to single crochet 28, so you will have 8 stitches left. Go ahead into that same one where you just joined your yarn, do single crochet, and then do single crochets until you have 28 in total. Once you have 8 stitches left, you want to fold it in half like so that you can go into this first single crochet and do a slip stitch to join into a round, and these 8 stitches that we are leaving here will be for your thumb, so just ignore this part for now, and chain 1. Now you want to keep going all around doing 28 single crochets until you have 24 rows, and you will be changing color every 4 rounds. So you've got this one, you will be doing another 3, then changing color and so on, and we are counting the rows from this one here. So this is your first 4, then 8 all together, and this is your 9th row, and you will be doing 28 single crochets until you have 24 rounds. So I'm gonna do that and then I will meet you at the end. Once you've got your 24 rounds done, join your yarn, and we will be doing last 4 rounds to finish off the main part. So I just attached my yarn and chained 1, and now we will be doing single crochet in the next 2 stitches and decrease in the next 2. So go off and do your first single crochet, then next one, and then the next 2 it will be decrease. So it might be hard to see, but you go into the next stitch, pull up a loop and leave it like this, and then go into the one after, pull up a loop, and you will have 3 on your hook, yarn over and pull it through. This is what you will repeat all around. So 1 single crochet, another one, and then decrease, and this is what you will repeat 7 times in total. So 2 single crochets, 1 decrease. One more time, 1 single crochet, second one, and decrease. So pull up a loop in the next 2 stitches, yarn over and pull it through. Repeat this all around, and this should make your stitch count down to 21. When you come to an end, your last 2 stitches should be decrease. So do that and then do a slip stitch into the first single crochet. And that's round 25 done. Now chain 1, and for round 26 we will be doing 1 single crochet, decrease, and repeat. So again, into the first one you want to do single crochet, decrease in the next two. So pick up a loop in the next two and yarn over, pull through all three, and repeat. 1 single crochet, 1 decrease. Again, 1 single crochet, 1 decrease. So I'm gonna do that, and I will see you at the end. At the end, slip stitch it together with the first single crochet, and you should have 14 single crochet stitches at this point. Now for the next round, you want to do 14 single crochet, so 1 single crochet in each. At the end, slip stitch it together, chain 1, and now for the last 28th round, we will be doing 7 decreases. So out of 14, we will have only 7. So go ahead and do 7 decreases. That's my first, second, and make sure that you are pulling them tight, because they can kind of show a lot of holes if they are loose. But just gonna do mine, and then I'll show you how to close it off. Now find the first decrease you made, do a slip stitch, chain 1, and leaving a bit of a tail, you want to cut it off, pull through, and with your needle and this tail that we have left, we will be going in all of the stitches. So you should have this opening here, and if you go into one stitch from the outside into the next from the inside, and do this 7 times into all of these stitches, then pull it tight. This is how it will look so far, and then you want to flip it inside out, making sure you feed the needle through as well. So be careful and try to put it on the other side, then finish flipping it inside out. And sew this opening together to make sure it doesn't spread out. So basically secure your tail like so. And I like to do this twice just to make sure that it doesn't split open. Then all you left to do is to hide your tail, so go under some stitches in one way and then back the other. Repeat this few more times so that it's securely hidden in. And you can then cut it off. You also will need to hide any other tails that you have left. I already did mine, so I'm just snipping it off. And now the last thing left to do is to do a thumb. So you want to have your mitten facing the thumb to the left. Put your hook into the very first stitch that we have here, and you should have 8 of those that we skipped. Join your yarn, chain 1 to secure, and now you want to place 8 single crochets in those 8 stitches. So start off with the same one you just attached your yarn to and go around. Once you've got 8, this is how it will look. So from one side to another. You will then need to place 2 single crochets into this white space. So these are not the stitches but sides of it, so it might be a bit trickier, but just place 2 single crochets anywhere you can. Then do a slip stitch into a first single crochet, chain 1, and you should have 10 single crochets all together, and this is where you will repeat this round another 8 times. So after you chained, go into every single crochet and do single crochet, then at the end of your round do a slip stitch into the first one, chain 1, and repeat this until you have 9 rows in total. I'm gonna do mine and I will meet you then. Once you've got those 9 rows done, for your last 10th round you will need to do 5 decreases. So again, you want to pull up a loop in the next 2 stitches, yarn over and pull through. Same thing in the next 2, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Now from 10 stitches you went down to 2 because you did 5 decreases. I'm just doing a slip stitch into the first decrease, then chain 1, cut it off again, leaving some tail, and using your needle go in all of those stitches like this, pull it tight to close it off, and again you want to feed the needle through, which can be even harder than this because it's super slim, but my needle is not that pointy, so I'm not gonna hurt myself, but yeah, just be extra careful doing this. And now you want to flip it on the wrong side so that we can hide it in. Okay, and same thing applies. You go in to sew both of the layers to make sure it doesn't open up. And again, I'm doing this twice. Then you want to hide in the tail and do the same with any other tails you have left. Just hide them under some stitches going one way and then back the other as well. Repeat it until it's secure enough, and then you can just cut it off. And this is it. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you in my next one.